I'm Matthew Exton, the MBA Programme Manager at Cardiff Business School.
Nice.
At the Cardiff MBA, you're going to study 15 modules taught by experts in their own particular field. During that period of time, you're going to learn numerous academic theories and apply them into practice. The purpose of this short video is to emphasise the importance of transferable soft skills. These are skills you'll develop over the 12-month period of your MBA course with the aim of improving your employability. Here are some previous students discussing skills they've developed during the course.
The skill that I developed during the MBA was the ability to research efficiently. There are many times where you're looking for information and there's just so much of it. You really need to evaluate it, think about it critically, and decide, is this really worth me spending an hour going over it? And you have to do that over and over again, even just reading your finance book or putting together an essay, and in many different scenarios, even doing market research. You really have to develop the ability to find the best information and then filter it down even more and utilize it in the best way. And I didn't have that skill before. I knew how to find scientific data. I'm an engineer and I knew how to do that. But in the MBA, I've developed the ability to find information in many other fields and think about it critically rather than just read it all and not really get anything out of it.
One lesson learned was really intercultural competence, because in the MBA we are given the chance of working with 42 different nationalities, and this is really a unique experience because normally you don't work within such a diverse cohort, and therefore for me it was really important to listen to people and also to kind of reflect on your own cultural skill set and to see how you are driven by your culture, and also kind of to realize that embracing differences and really a diversity is really important.
I developed how I can basically use my problem-solving skills and bring into some perspective to what other people have to say. So we had we had to decide on a camp where we were supposed to do integrated case study, and a lot of confusion was around, should we stay within the university premises or should we just stick where we are basically comfortable? And a lot of people were quite comfortable in an accommodation of one of my friends' place, but they were not saying that. So I brought this up so that they could basically work on that, and sometimes you have to take that lead.
Before doing my MBA, I was never put in a situation where I needed to lead. And now, since we work a lot in groups and in teams, you really need someone who takes charge of things and who's responsible for the other team members. And it seemed like I'm the one emerging in this situation. And for me it was really important also, like he said, to be on the one hand emotionally intelligent and to really manage your people, keep them happy, motivate them, but on the other hand also kind of to still manage the project and keep things doing and meet the deadlines in the end. And I think balancing those two skills was also really important.
Well, the other aspect that was really essential was time management, because especially in the second semester when we have the business plan, which takes 10 weeks, but within those 10 weeks we have to do international business, we have to do integrated case study. So to plan out what we're going to do week by week actually does help, and it does help us, or help me, to meet the deadlines, because that's also another essential point during the MBA, because there's so much going on that you have to keep on track, you have to manage your time quite well so you can meet those deadlines. So yeah, those were really essential skills to learn during the course.
Right.
During the MBA, I developed my delegating skills quite significantly. Before, I used to tell people, okay, you did this part, I did this part, we meet again tomorrow. And then during the MBA, I came to realize that it takes more than that, especially during the business plan. We had so many deadlines, and personally I was really busy with other activities too. And so what I tried to do was tell my team the deadline is next Tuesday, but I want it done by Friday. And that ensured that the work we did was high quality. But I also learned that when you're delegating, you need to do so kindly and to be really tactful. You can't just tell somebody, get it done. They will get it done, but maybe not in a good way. Whereas if you ask them, hey, could you please do this? It's the same thing, but the result will be much better. And
before I came to the MBA, I thought that when you had a discussion, when you had some confrontation, what would happen is that everyone would sit down, state their opinion very calmly, and then you would talk about the pros and cons. That isn't how it works. Very often people feel that confrontation is an attack on their ideas, i.e. they are being attacked. It's really important to read people, to know who you can be very direct with and who you can't be. We had two quite extreme examples, or I consider, with one member. If you confronted him on anything, his opinion would just disappear. You had to be really, really calm when you were confronting him on stuff. Another member very much wanted the opposite. Anything other than directly in your face did not mean that you truly believed in your opinion. Since doing the MBA, I've sort of learned a bit more how to read people, to see how people are reacting to what I'm saying. You've got to learn as you work with people. Yeah, I mean, confrontation is a really important thing that I've learned whilst doing the MBA.
Another skill that I developed during the MBA was public speaking. I had some experience with it before, but not in the same way. I volunteered to be the first presenter for my OB class, and that went really well. And it allowed me to get to know a lot of the people in the cohort, just because after the presentation, many of them came to talk to me. You guys were there. And so it went really well, and I got to know so many of them. It actually made me feel like it's okay to open up, and it was really good for me. Even during the business plan presentation, I wasn't nervous. I was able to walk into that room and say, hello, this is my team, this is the project, and I wasn't nervous at all, and it went very well. So the MBA has definitely helped me with that.
During the MBA, I learned that I am good at being patient. When we had our business plan, we had some issues with having different arguments, different opinions. Like some team members were keen on perfecting their information that will go through the business plan. They had their own opinion about how things will be written. So I looked at things in a holistic view, and I found that we need to be understandable about what we have. We have a deadline coming. What's more important is to adapt to this situation now.
One of the skills I had before I came to do the MBA was being organized, but the skill I developed while doing MBA was you can be organized with other people as well. So when we had group projects, it meant booking the rooms, telling people where to be, what time and where. And this also it does help you to realize that you have this skill. Like, you can't just organize yourself, but you can apply it to others as well, and it works out as long as you can delegate properly.
I think personally for me, my MBA journey was quite specific about how I could basically develop certain skills which I thought I had, and I could basically improve. I didn't realize this whole experience of MBA with deadlines and stuff, specifically the integrated case study we had in the second semester along with the business plan. So that 1 week, basically I learned a lot, because we were working on 2 different projects, and it was really interesting to see there were different perspective of how we can solve, what the problem was.
Example, a very, very important thing, just to wrap it up, was gaining new self-confidence, because I think when you have to operate in a new environment with new people and have to face all those challenges and tasks, I think it's really, really important to also have your successes and to be proud of the things you have achieved. And this is really a boost for your own self-confidence that helps you when you then start your career to really think of what have I already achieved during my MBA. And I think simply this knowledge about your achievement helps you to kind of also face other challenges in the end.
Another thing which was quite unique for me was like how to basically work on my emotional intelligence, and I believe this really brought out the best from me, because I didn't realize that I even had that in the first place. But during that whole pressure zone, like, you know, it's like a military school kind of thing, like that 1 week, because there's so much pressure, there are so many deadlines, but you develop those things by coaching others, motivating your team, and bringing the best out of them.
Cardiff, in order to do your MBA, you should be prepared that you're not only learning something about the content of a module, but also more and going beyond this, which will really help you for your personal future.